it's a quick give back I can offer.
Cool. All right. Great. And do you want me to start over a little bit, or you
Yeah,
were sharing
if you
first?
don't mind.
Okay. So first, I asked a little bit about your background and experience, and I love that you're in sales and your passion for music, and that you're, a talented musician and author, including on chakras and things that are really interesting. So learn lots of things on that. And then you just asked a little bit about, what I'm up to. And so I started sharing that, when I was, a young kid, knee high, selling lemonade on the street corner, I learned that, a lot of times entrepreneurship is luck. I happened to live 4 lanes in front of me, 2 lanes beside me of traffic. So there was lots and lots of traffic. So as a result, I sold buckets of lemonade, whereas kids just a block away on an inside neighborhood only sold cups of lemonade. It wasn't that I was the best entrepreneur. It was just that I basically picked a lucky location. I got lucky with the location because my parents picked it, not me. And but that makes a difference in entrepreneurship. Location makes a difference. The luck that you have on it. And by junior high school, I was selling so much candy every week. There's a longer story on that. We lived with a family from India, and the guy worked at 7-Eleven. He brought home these huge boxes that were bigger than I was at the time, and this candy's been dinged or whatever the reason was. We had to get rid of it, and it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces. So I brought it to school and started giving it away. Well, that built a market for me. I didn't know the strategy at the time. And all of a
Ah.
sudden, all the kids were coming to me for candy every day, and I could see we're going to run out. And I was going through, as I mentioned earlier to you, 1 to 200 pieces a week. So I went to the local grocery store, which was part of a national chain, and said, "Hey, I'm selling 1 to 200 pieces of candy every week. What kind of discount can I get?" And they gave me a 30 to 40% discount on my candy. And so then I went to school and, was still selling it and all that. And then I learned about government regulation.
Hey, you know what's funny about that story? I remember a kid now. I remember a kid that used to sell uh, the king size candy bars for 50 cents. And now I'm like, oh, he was entrepreneurial minded. I was just happy to get a deal on the candy.
Exactly. When you're in school, you're a captive market. You want to have something sweet, you can. So anyway,
Yeah.
but then the school principal shut me down because they said I was stealing candy, which was not true. I was negotiating better than other kids, but they thought because I was able to give a reasonably good price, they thought I was, anyway, it was totally untrue. But I learned about government regulation then, and they told my parents I was stealing it, but they knew better. They knew
Right.
better. So anyway, so from all that, I had a passion for it. Went to school, worked for a small business. Then while I was working there as the 15th employee, grew to about 30 employees. I learned more about entrepreneurship. So a lot of times, all these little things form who we are and how we learn how to interact with others.
Absolutely.
And I saw that business as success. I went back for an MBA and I focused on new venture creation, finance and accounting. The new venture creation, I didn't think I was going to use right away, but it was just like cool. And I loved the classes. And so I thought finance and accounting was a better career choice. So I worked with the big consulting firms and I chose that as my next path because I wanted to see good management styles and lousy management styles and learn from them. And so I got a chance to do that because I worked with some of the biggest companies in the country, American Express, what's now Bank of America, Wells Fargo. And I got to
Wow.
see all the things that worked and didn't work. And so from that, I eventually started my own consulting company. And I built that and sold that after 3 years. And it was a pretty good company. We double in revenue, triple in revenue every year for the first 3 years. And so that was all part of my journey as well. And then a few years ago, I was looking back, I did other things, entrepreneurial, built another consulting company, sold it to a mid-sized CPA firm, sold intellectual property to $1 billion international firm.
Wow.
And a few years ago, I was thinking like, what's next for me? I feel too early to retire. And I like sitting on a beach. It's okay. And love hiking in the mountains and things like that. But I felt like I wasn't ready to do that on a full-time basis. So I looked around, I had built a LinkedIn group, kind of like the Busy Road story. LinkedIn was early days when I first built a group for entrepreneurs. It was probably a few million users, but it wasn't like 330 million or whatever there are today. And so
Wow.
when I built a group for entrepreneurs, a lot of people joined it. And then I did strategies to grow it, like reaching out to mid-level influencers. And sure enough, that grew it more and more. And so over time, as I did this, the group got to be pretty big, 1,000, 10,000. About 3 years ago, we were around 50,000 members, and I was looking for what's next. And I thought, you know what? I've been running this group now for a lot of years just because I enjoy doing it, enjoy giving back to entrepreneurs. I had no monetary reason to do it when I started it. I'm like, maybe it makes sense to see why our members actually joining. So we put together a survey and asked members, why are you joining the community? Why are you joining this LinkedIn group? And about half the members said for content, and about half the members said they wanted to provide content. So it's like, that's interesting. Some wanted to provide and some wanted to read. Sorry, I didn't make that.
That's right.
And so that was interesting. That was like a two-sided matching. I'm like, well, I've got people that want to provide content, people that want to read it. That sounds like something we could do something with. And then other members said, hey, I want to mentor. And it's like, well, that's cool because I can get that. And then other people that were more like at a life career like me that had been, entrepreneurs for a long time wanted to get back. And so
Yeah.
my experience wasn't even those that knew how to do something wanted to teach others how to do it. So I'm like, that's interesting. That's another matching. We've got people that want to teach and people that want to learn. Let's put them together and we have a community. So just over 3 years ago, there was a young person who who reached out to me and said he wanted mentorship. And he had joined the community, and I saw his profile when he joined the community, and it said every expert was once a beginner. And I love that quote.
I do too.
Every expert was once a beginner, and it totally fit for him. He was right out of college. His name's Sampath Kumar by Jared Gavin. And so a few months after we had worked together on some things, he had volunteered for me. I'd given him some small assignments. He did a great job. I said, do you want to start a business with me? And he said, wow, David, I'm at the peak of happiness. So together, Sampath Kumar by Jared Gavin and I built what is now ePriends. And over the last 3 years, we've added on about 50,000 members. So we're now right at the cusp of 100,000 this week.
That's excellent.
That's what we're doing. So we're building a community for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. And one of the things we've learned along the way, kind of like your background is in sales, is that many entrepreneurs don't love to sell. They get into HR consulting because they want to provide HR consulting, not selling. Or they get into financial services because they want to help someone with financial questions, but they don't really want to sell the services. Or an attorney who wants to provide legal advice didn't get into law to become a salesperson, but if they have a small practice, they're the chief salesperson. And that's exactly what you're dealing with, right? So
yes,
what we did is we ended up putting together some programs where we can attract the ideal customer to our partners. So we help them find the right person so they don't have to hunt. Like so many people are hunting for customers today on LinkedIn. We attract their ideal audience through providing great content. And we have our partner provide much of the content. There's different ways we do that. We have speaking opportunities. So people speak to a community of 50 or 100 people on our platform, or they host a club or do something like that.
Wonderful.
And that's what we're doing today. So we have a lot of events. We provide a lot of content. We had about 150 hours of programming last year, and we're helping. One of the taglines is "Be a better entrepreneur." We're helping people be a better entrepreneur.
That's great.
Because we're on a mission, and we'll reach 100,000 probably this week, but we are on a mission to make a meaningful difference. Thanks. And we'll announce it sometime in the next few days. We're kind of putting together the marketing on it. And
hopefully I can help, by attracting people to come check you out. That's
absolutely, yeah, it'd be great. So that's kind of what we're doing, and it's really a lot of fun. And we're a global community. We have our values, and our values are making a difference for entrepreneurs everywhere, regardless of their geography, regardless of their gender identity, caste and society, race, skin color, anything else that could be an advantage or a disadvantage. We want to help everyone succeed because we believe the world can be a better place through entrepreneurship. People are solving huge social issues, and we have a special space in that. So on the 20th of this month, we have a social impact event where we bring together entrepreneurs from all over the place that are care about social impact, whether it's economic social impact or whether it's environmental or whether it's quality issues. And it's a cool group that we bring together. So
I'm so excited. This is there, how do people enroll to participate in that? Because now I'm all about social impact. So
awesome. Okay, so you simply just go to our company page. We have
okay,
two. It's a little confusing on LinkedIn. We have a company page because we're a company. We're a public benefit corporation. So you can go
okay,
to our company page, and all of our events are posted there. I'll show you how to get there in a second if I can.
okay.
Yeah, so
That's
that's one
amazing.
way to do it.
Hmm.
And then the other thing we have that I was sort of going to say is we have the LinkedIn group with 100,000. So either of those, generally, you can find information about our events. This is our company page,
Okay.
not the LinkedIn group with 100,000. And here, if you view it as a member, which you would naturally come to, and you check out our events, this is the Social Impact Club. And let's see here, I think, invite you to the event. Let's see here,
Yes,
Michelle.
please do.
There we go. And you can
Great.
invite other people right here too, by the way, the same way I just invited you. Once you get to
Sure.
the event, you can just invite others, like, your friends or that you think are relevant or business partners. Go ahead and invite them, and you just click on their boxes and then you click invite and include them. All right.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. So is that so also because what I've already done, because I was invited by Lisa F. Harrison. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to have connected with her through the Happy Neighborhood Project. So, communities, different communities have different functions, and the more that we can bring people together within a community and connect other communities, the bigger the impact we can make, don't you think?
Definitely, I agree. I think working together, we create a bigger impact. So we actually have a pretty cool partners program where we're partnering with organizations like African Leadership University. We've done a few programs with them in the last few weeks. They've been totally awesome. Uh, Through MasterCard Foundation, we were able to give away $60,000 to their students through
Oh, that's
different
beautiful.
pitch competitions that they hosted. So yeah, it was
That is
pretty cool.
awesome. That's awesome. And so we can also go, people can go to eprens.com to now how does going through the website, and just to let everyone know, this is the first time that we're meeting. And his story was so compelling. I said, man, can we record this and share people? Because I think there's a couple things that are the opportunity to see how easy it is to learn and create connection with someone you're just meeting. I think that's people need to see that it doesn't have to be hard, and
I
especially when
agree.
it comes to sales or entrepreneurship, start the conversations, don't start to sell. So I think that's a that's a big part. And also, I'm asking you questions in real time because I am really paying attention and curious and wanting to know. So that's why I wanted to record this, because I think it's a great learning opportunity and an opportunity to give exposure to ePrens, because your story just got me right away. I'm like, yeah, I love what he's talking about. So my question is, what what is the difference between going to what does the going to ePrens eprenz.com going to ePrens and registering doing? What is that differ? How does that differ? And what is that registering you for versus the LinkedIn page?
Okay, so we have three things going on. So I'm gonna, again, I don't know if people will see this or if they'll just be hearing it, but we have a LinkedIn group. This is the one with 99,783 plus
Okay,
316 people waiting to join. So those will be cleared through. We personally welcome everyone into the community. If
great.
people join this community, they can post content every Friday. So our general business model is if you do the work for yourself, it's free in our community. If you want us to do the work for you, we charge. Because we're a public benefit corporation, many people don't know what that is. I'll explain what it is. A
Yes.
public benefit corporation is a legal type of business that's for profit with social purpose. Our social purpose is to support entrepreneurs everywhere, regardless of their differences. But we are balancing purpose and profit. So, I've checked my bucket list. Nowhere on there is being a billionaire. It's just not there. It's not one of my goals or aspirations. I do want to make a difference for a lot of people. That is. So the public benefit corporation style works. So we do lots and lots of free programs for members every single week, every single month. This is one of the free things we do. So you can post content any Friday. If you post it on Saturday, Sunday, any other day of the week besides Friday, we will maybe select it on Friday to post it, but we can't guarantee it because we have so many requests. We have about 2,000 requests per month. This was somewhat cleared down on Friday.
Okay.
Post content. And we can't review everything, but Fridays we allow it to go out there. The other days of the week we're posting. This is the social impact event that I talked about earlier. So we're
Great.
posting things that we think community members need to know about. And so our team does that. So that's our LinkedIn group. You can post content, you can meet other people, you can connect with other people. I don't know if all your members know this, but if you go to any group, see, I'm a member because I founded this thing, I have controls here, but anyone else can search for a group member and communicate with them on here for free to message them.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a really
That
good
is
benefit.
so
Don't do that.
powerful.
Yeah. So that's
Thank
our
you.
benefit. Then our company homepage, you can see events organized. The groups, LinkedIn doesn't really allow you to organize in the same way. But
Okay.
if you go to the company page and you click on events, you can see all of our upcoming events. So we have a mentorship program every Thursday, totally free. It's not a come on program. We've been talking about how to create a business model, how to raise capital, how to find those angel investors. All of those totally free program of the eFriends, part of our public purpose. And then Business Owners Club is on the 25th of this month. And again, it's another program that's free. If you're attending the event, it's free. If you want us to attract an audience to you, that's where we charge because we're putting in about 100 hours on our main events,
Okay.
promoting the speakers, things like that. Okay, so that's that. And then on the eFriends itself, so if you go to eFriends.com, here we have lots of content. I mentioned last year we did about 150 hours of programming. You
Yes.
can find our content on here, whether it's articles, we interview owners. Sometimes we put on these conferences. You can watch the old conferences. You can watch webinars on all kinds of topics. The topic can be, how to go from undervalued to highly profitable, things like that, or building the right business model. All
Wow.
this content's available on eFriends. So we use a WordPress platform that's really good for content delivery. And so there's just a lot of content. We have both video and written, depending upon which format people, use. I know a lot of people are looking at how to scale their business. This one's how to build a 7-figure business. This
Yes.
boot camp was really excellent. It was a 5-day boot camp put on by Christos Kritikos. He's really good in the accelerator space and knows how to talk people through the business model. So all kinds of great programs out here.
Now, is there a cost for this?
Totally free to join. If you're doing the work yourself, it's free in our community. If you do ask us to do work for you, like you want us to promote you and your brand, that's in this Become a Partnership program,
Okay.
where we help people do that. And here's where we're charging for these things. $200 to become a partner, really fairly inexpensive by
Yes.
most standards per month. And then we're promoting you as part of that. You can become a club host partner. That goes for each of these partnership programs, you need to be a partner first. Then there's these other things you can do. These were attracting a really niche audience to our members. So you've been really generous with all your questions. I do want to, acknowledge that, and I thank you for that. I generally do.
Thank you. Because
The other
I mean,
person who was
it.
talking to, so.
No. I want to acknowledge you for taking the time. And I know we've gone over the time that we had allotted for our meeting, and I want to respect your time. This, I think, has been incredibly valuable. And let me not say I think, I know it has, because that's why I was so happy to have a chance to get to talk to you. And just talking to you for these few minutes helped me to really understand all that you have going on there that I'm not sure I would have quite been able to get just trying to piece it together. So I thank you, and I'm grateful to be able to share this with my communities so that they can see what's out there for them, so that people aren't doing this alone. So thank you so much, David, for your time today, and for taking the time to record that, and so we can share that. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Michelle, very much. And a shout out to Lisa Harris. Thank you for connecting us. Really appreciate that. Love that when our partners or our members, are sharing information about us. So thank you.
Yes,
And I
thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you around, and, let's figure out ways to support you and growing your business as well. And so I know I do have another meeting coming up, and you probably do
Okay.
too. So even though it
Okay,
is
thank you.
Saturday, all right. Have a good
Have a
one.
good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.